What's I fail out below? But I failed in my life, but there are certain fails that hit you deep.
But so I go high school, look at the bachelor's. We have man a 5 out of 100 to go first.
Martha, funny you mention a 5. My first maths test, Martha, they posted the results on the wall there, Martha.
Oh.
And it was Martha.
Thank you, Ernesto. Alright, manene guys, sifikile sigalele kile igama ngo-LB.
You can't tell them. Action.
The clip, what you call it? Clipboard.
Yeah.
We don't
That
have
thing.
It. Hey, Mata, we're gonna get there. Don't worry.
I got
my
cut box in or something. We can even make it yourself and take. You don't have to buy it.
Wanna be professional? We're gonna get there.
Okay.
Can I redo my intro?
Do your thing, boy.
Alright, cool. Do your thing as well, there.
Also, mother, tell me. Okay, I introduce me.
You see, when you call friends to come on your podcast, there's no discipline. Mata, okay, cool.
Mother is curiosity. We are asking questions.
Cool. But curiosity killed the cat, but you're gonna say, I'm not a cat. It's fine. Say something.
No comment, Mata.
Okay, sharp.
Introduce, Mata.
Once again, manene gazi ki LB ka lebitso mohlankana wa matatela sweet matati ba re ke toropo ya pele ya o ba letatso. Get it?
Easy in your faith.
Oh yes. Today, a very close friend of mine, his name is Mogau Mashile. Ke mohlankana wa ko Limpopo. Waphela ngwana. Listen to me saying as if I'm Zulu. You good, my guy?
Yeah,
no.
I'm good, Mata. I'm well.
Top Chokozile. Thank you for coming through.
Always a pleasure, Mata. You know, Mata, if I want to location, I got Mata.
Slip of the tongue, you're gonna cut the part out.
It's fine, Mata. It's fine.
Yeah,
man. Pretoria is big, Mata. They can come and stand at any point. They don't find me still.
I love the confidence.
Yeah, no, Mata.
Alright, man, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Alright? Mata, where were you born and bred?
So, Mata, I was born and bred in a town called Beggersfort in Limpopo. It's a small mining town, relatively small. Small is relative, but it has grown over time. So, it's really just a town in Mata that is, surrounded by a couple of mines and all of that. Over time it has kind of like expanded. Couple of malls came in and all of that. A couple of new residential areas. People started, finding places around and all of that. But I grew up not too far from the town, like 15-20 minutes. On the location, it's called Practiceer. So that's where I grew up.
Is that Afrikaans?
I think so, Mata. I think it used to be farm vibes back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah, it is Afrikaans. Yeah. So that's where I literally, pretty much grew up and all of that. Yeah.
So now there were mines around. Is that your phone vibrating on mine?
Matagi busy, Mata.
Business people.
Yeah, my
So Mata, it was surrounded by mines, and how come you didn't fall in love with the thing? What you call it? The qualification you're mining?
Mining engineering. Yeah, Mata, if you check the trend, a lot of kids from that side, or a lot of kids from Limpopo in general, most of them go towards engineering, mining engineering and all of that. Because obviously it's influenced by the environment. You're thinking, if that were engineer, got that mine and all of that. Yeah, but for me it was a different story, man. I guess I don't know, man. I was never into it. I always knew, I've got a neck for, tech, but tech in business as well. So I didn't see where that would kind of like,
fit in
within a mine and all of that. I mean, there's possibly ways that, that can be integrated, is already integrated, but it's not the kind of environment that I saw myself kind of like,
Makes sense.
yeah. So for me, in fact, man, I just decided, all right, no,
I said no.
no.
You're coming back from home. Hey, mata. Bashimane ba gym me kantle ka mona ka dipolo.
Mata. Hey, ba gym me mata. Those gents there by the mines.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, ba yema mona to mata. Ba yema mona. Hey, coffee or chicken mata. Ba yema mata. Who busy mata.
Nah, don't worry about that, dog. So, what kind of a child were you growing up, Joe?
I think I was man in the middle, nice balance. But also I was very disciplined in matter. I listened.
Listen to you
and things like that. But that's because of matter. My family is quite strict, so there's very little room for you to do your own mshika. So when they lay down the law, they lay down the law. Yeah. So very strict. My grandma doesn't take shits for nobody.
So who this is again? Or
yeah. So I grew up with my grandma and my mom.
Oh, okay.
So that's primarily
same under.
Yeah, same roof, everything.
Okay.
So those two are primarily the people that I'd say raised me. Obviously, there's my uncle, my aunts, and all of that also played a part. But primarily, my mom and my gran really kind of like shaped me.
So Luna, Kibomma.
Mother, I'll say it. Yeah, mother, I get it, mother. I'll say that without fear or favor or anything, mother.
Danko.
So, I mean, for someone that grew up in a female-dominated household without a father or anything figure, like that, of course I appreciate what they've done for me.
That's good.
Like, if I need to give back or if I need to put them on that pedestal in my life or regard them as a certain level of priority in my life, I'll definitely do that. Whether about what, fuck that.
Nice one, Mata.
Yeah.
Proud of you, man. I taught you what?
Mata. I appreciate, Mata, the people that kind of like played a part. Like I said, they shaped me, right? They gave me the ground that I stand on today. So
since you were brought up by two women,
yeah.
Has that changed your perspective, or should I say, has it changed how you treat women?
In what scenario?
Well, how about that? How about that?
So you see, that's a different scenario. I'm not saying about Hala, but I'm saying in what scenario. So if you say,
do you also respect another woman the same as your parents?
100%.
Okay.
100%, mother. Those people, mother, women are incredible, mother.
Shout out.
Women are incredible, mother. Till this day, right? I can't tell you how they managed to do the things they've managed to do for me, put me in the type of schools they managed to put me through, and still handle household responsibilities and all of that. I remember the first time I saw my mom's payslip, I was shocked. I was like, what the
damn. How did she manage to do all that?
How do you manage to come through for me when I need
you were in Joburg at that time.
Yeah.
Rent, food,
things like that. Obviously my grandma also, she chipped in a lot where she could help and all of that. But they still had their own responsibilities outside me. You know what I mean? Yeah. But when I think about what they've managed to do with the little that
they have,
so it's incredible. I respect that a lot.
Shout out.
I respect them. I'm quite chilled with many parents, women, and all of that. I can relate. Can understand their struggles. I try to put myself in their shoes and all of that. Not that there isn't my time out there that is just as equally, but we've seen women come through for many people.
100%.
Yeah, that we've seen.
I can attest to that as well.
100%.
Okay, cool. So did you play any sports back at school?
Yeah, obvious.
Not that disky for sure.
So I played soccer. So I actually played for my local team, Gogas. There's a team called Mighty Aces that I started playing there, I think when I was in grade 5, 6, 7 or something like that.
The time of the Stana?
That was before. Man. Don't pull out old files, man.
I'm sorry, it just came to my mind. I need to split this shit before I forget it.
That was before, man. That was before. Yeah, so I played for that local team. Local primary.
What other position in?
Left back. So I'm left-handed, left-footed. I think I just found myself because obviously I've got, a little bit of build and all of that, and I could defend and all of that. So naturally I found myself as a left back, but I could play a little bit of left wing here and there. But yeah, primarily I was a left back.
Okay, Mata. I was funny Lorone.
Yeah.
Next.
No, Mata, soccer was a thing, Mata. My uncles played soccer, both of them played soccer. One was a goalkeeper, one was a striker.
Nice.
My cousin is a huge soccer fan and all of that.
What was his name?
Robbie.
Met him. Robbie, yeah.
Yeah, he's a huge soccer fan, still plays soccer even today and all of that. So I think it was a thing that we know that as gents we play and all of that. So yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna stand out like a homie. Maybe I'll adopt you.
No,
man. Okay, fast forward, you're in Joburg now. Go Wits.
Yeah, go Wits.
Yeah, Obadi then that, man.
Yeah, it was tough there, man. You see, now you're sending me to a place that is very tricky now. It's the cloud in my life.
Yeah.
The cloud in my life. But yeah.
I like that part. It was tough. We'll touch on that. Why?
Yeah. But I did. So I did a BSc, go Wits, I did a Bachelor of Science. I had like, a couple of obviously majors within. I did physics, I did psychology in the, I did computer science, maths, information systems.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my core major really was information systems. That's what kind of like, I wanted to get into, and all of that. The other ones, and I found them interesting. I had to do them because I had to do them for the sake of the degree and all of that. But I think the place that I found really was, my core major that I really wanted to focus on was information systems. And then after grad, I think 2 years later, I went back to do my honors in information systems there as well. So
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, was that a school matter?
No, Mata. So I always wanted to get up to at least honors level and all of that, right? So immediately after undergrad, I had to go work so that I can fund my honors. I couldn't find any funding and all of that for my honors.
That was the time you were working for
stuff. Yeah. So I had to go work so that I can kind of like put together the funds for me to fund my honors. And then after my honors, I kind of like said, okay, fine. I don't want to go to my master's level and all of that because I have a certain philosophy, about all of that and why someone would want to venture into something like that. But I'm just not there. So for me, I was comfortable to get to the level where I've gotten. And now it's really about just what other things can I do around that, Possibly might start another degree at some point, right? If I decide to change the career path or anything like that. But for now, I'm quite confident. It's about now just collecting the, other qualifications around certifications. Nothing that's going to take me my 3 years because you go
Wow, no, it's tough, go vet.
Mata. Yeah, Mata was hectic, Mata. What's I feel out below? Mata failed in my life, but there are certain fails that hit you deep.
But also go high school, look at the passionate. We have man 5 out of 100 to go vet.
Mata. Funny you mention a 5. My first maths test, Mata, they posted the results on the wall there, Mata.
Oh.
And it was multiple choice. Imagine the answers were on the sheet, but I got a 5. Came out with a 5. Imagine. The answers were on the sheet. Yeah? Just recognize the right answer or work out the right answer. Oh, Mata, I was traumatized.
Just says, how do you recover from there? How do you say, I'm going to push?
Yo, Mata, I won't lie to you, it was tough. I mean, in my case, right, specifically in my case, it was only one module that was giving me an issue. All other modules I was passing nicely. Only that one module that was giving me the ups and downs. So it was tough for Mata to, get back up and say, okay, fine, do I try this again? Okay, I'm going back to repeat this one module now, and this is going to delay me and all of that. But I must say, Mata, what I noticed is when I was stressed about it, My family was stressed about it. My grandma was stressed as equally as I was. You could see Mama Hlongore, she feels my pain as well. So the moral support from the family kind of like, you know, get that thing out. Yeah, get that thing out. Dude, you already went there. There's no way you're coming back without a degree. You
Shout outs to
what
them,
can we
though.
do, man? Should we send you an extra $250 a month for, extra tutoring and all of that? What can we do to kind of like, you know?
No, that's good, man. That's
help
good.
you and all of that.
Support is power, man.
Yeah. So I think realizing also that, you know, I'm not in this thing alone. Kind of like I was like, okay, cool. So if I'm doing it, I'm not just doing it for me. You know, I'm doing it for them. I'm doing it for my little brother. I'm doing it for pretty much, you know, every little kid that would kind of like look up to me in my family to say, I'll tell you, I got to focus.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
So who was that outie in your family? Because you didn't have a father figure firstly.
Yeah.
So who was that outie now? Man, I look up to this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, no matter. For me, that's my uncle, my mom's younger brother. Yeah, no. Excellent guy, great character, great discipline. You know, he's focused, he thinks about things, you know, he just doesn't act. Everything that he does is, you know, it's logical, it makes sense. You can tell that he's done his groundwork around it and all of that.
Nice.
So for me, that was the person, you know. Even when I had small little chats, like he may have not realized what those small little chats do for me, right? But for me, those small little chats changed my life, man.
Can you give an example if you don't mind?
Kept me on path. Like we can have like a small little chat around, you know, how it's going at his workplace, work-wise, you know, what's he thinking, you know, just in terms of where he is now, what does he want to do, and all of that. Just giving me an in into that, you know. Okay. For me, it's like, oh, okay, you know. And then I go back to the drawing board and I'm like, hey, yeah, I'm out here push out there,
nice,
you know.
Nice.
And then I also rebrand myself. How do I kind of like now maneuver going forward? You know, am I still on the right path and all of that? Yeah. So for me, he was that person, and I think he was very. Man, he was like he wasn't intentional about being that guy in my life.
He was just being himself.
He was just being himself. Yeah. You know, it's not like he was just saying, I want to be this guy to
Mogau.
Yeah, you know, he was just being himself. And then being himself, you know, he became, you know, that
man
one
that
person.
you actually look up to.
And the fact that I've noticed a lot of similarities between us. I mean, we were raised by the same people, right? He's my mom's younger brother. He grew up in a household with my mom as a sister, my grandma as a mother. The same people that raised him raised me, essentially. I get you. In terms of just ground, you know, in terms of just, you know, basics, grounding, personality-wise and things like that, like normal things that, you know, a person would kind of like do and all of that, we do them similar. You know, personality-wise, we're also not that, you know, different. Values, we're quite aligned in terms of values, I'd like to believe, and all of that. I think largely because of how we were raised, where we're from, and all of that. So I've noticed that, you know what, I've got quite a lot that he has as well. He's managed to kind of like shape his life in a way that I also would like to, you know, kind of like, you know, shape my life as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, it's been something big, man. I can't remember which birthday of mine it was, but I think was it 2 years ago or something like that. For the first time, I got a WhatsApp from him saying, happy birthday, young man. I'm really proud of the man you're becoming. I was like,
you're on the right path.
I'm on the right path. So for me, that was that extra validation to say, actually, you know, I'm kind of like heading the right direction.
No, that's good. That's good. Can I get personal a bit?
Johnny.
No, man. Let's talk about the father figure.
Yeah.
You didn't have a father. Yeah. Well, he was there, but not there.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, he wasn't part of my life.
Okay,
if I can put it like that.
So, okay, same here. He was not part of my life, but he was there, right?
Yeah.
So now, is there a time where you think maybe, I'm not saying you turned out to be the worst person, but do you ever think about the kind of presence he would have had in your life while growing up, or why was he not in your life? Things like that. Because every young man, I believe, needs a father figure.
Yeah, no, true. I think for me, man, if I'm to be completely honest, I never felt the void. You know, I had two parents. I had my mom, I had my grandma. Those were my two parents, you know. So they did it so well that I didn't, feel that
He was not around.
yeah, he was not around or anything like that. I never felt the void, man, to be honest. But you do ask yourself some questions, right? Like, why am Jidasi around? What happened? And all of that. And sometimes you think, should I ask the question? But you don't want to open up old wounds also sometimes and things like that. But it didn't become that much of a big deal for me that I was like, listen, I'm miserable. I need my father.
Or things are not going well.
Things are not going well and all of that. I really appreciated what I have, the family structure that I'm growing up in. Of course, you go to play at your friend's house, you can see it's a full family. There's dad and mother, it's a complete family and all of that. And you ask yourself,
Dimanova.
Yeah, but I guess I kind of like, just found a way to just kind of like appreciate
what you have,
what I have, what's around me, the people that are really there at that time in my life that are actually making an impact.
Nice.
So that's what I really focused on, essentially. So yes, do I wonder sometimes of how my life would have turned out? There are certain things as a guy you pick up from the streets.
True.
And all of that, most of that, I managed to pick up from the streets. I managed to be disciplined enough to
to avoid
pick
peer
out
pressure.
the right stuff, I guess. Pick up the right learnings. It teaches you a lot.
True.
Yeah, and in teaching you a lot, it can also teach you the wrong things. So I think I found a good balance in terms of just sucking in those things that are kind of like, add value
Positive,
to me.
yeah.
To my personality and all of that, my relatability and stuff like that. So I pretty much managed to pull all of that. And then what was missing, I can say I got from my uncles, I guess.
Yeah, that's good, Matt.
Yeah.
I remember we met in 2015.
Was it 15, huh?
Yeah, 2015, because I arrived in Joburg in 2014. 2015, that's when I moved up there.
Yeah.
Can you tell the story how we met?
Aye. No matter. Hey, we almost became enemies, eh?
I don't know how we are friends today. Tell us that.
We almost became enemies. They almost became enemies.
Hey, and let's do my guy.
It was three. It was three. And you know what was what was incredible about the whole situation, eh? When we found each other as friends, we realized that, there's a lot we're actually similar with.
A lot.
A
lot.
Yeah. And it was like, dude, it's like, you almost became my enemy. I almost wrote you off, fast.
Fuck. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's not dwell on it.
No, let's not dwell on it. Let's not dwell on it.
Oh, fuck.
But just to sum it up, there was a mutual female, and then there wasn't anymore.
In and out, quick.
Summary.
Quick in a hurry.
Summary. Let's say we had similar. Well, we do have similar interests here and there, but
True.
let's say we had, the same interests at that time. We had the same interests at that time, so
damn it.
But I let you win there.
What?
I mean, I stopped the pursuit.
You let me win.
Yes, I stopped
I had
the pursuit.
won before you even came in, dog.
But that's the thing. My pursuit was gaining traction such that you would have been nullified, Mata. But I stopped my pursuit, Mata can relax.
But how do you stop your pursuit when you were not even being friends at that time?
No, Mata. I just realized that yeah, no.
Okay,
so
cool.
I decided to stop the pursuit.
It's all good in the hood, matter. Actually, matter, let's get into your current occupation.
Yeah.
What's Panabova?
Yeah. I'm supposed to mention I work in Rosebank, man.
Okay, cool. Okay, let's just dive into what you do there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Mata. Nothing interesting really. So currently, Mata, I work as a consultant. in the cybersecurity space. So I'm a cybersecurity or information security consultant. We work across various domains, if I can call them, in the information security space. But I largely kind of like my interests lie within the cyberspace. I largely focus on that, but I do kind of like play across as well. So I'm a consultant in the cybersecurity, information security space now. Really, it's just helping clients kind of like get the best value out of what they have technology-wise, figure out their cyber strategy. Kind of like really, be those SMEs or those kind of like experts that kind of like help them find the light in terms of how to best secure either the environment, the information the environment, their employees, and all of that. Yeah, so pretty much that's what I do Monday to Friday, I guess.
Okay, cool. So take me through your day. Wake up morning, I don't know, Kenagano Komang would say for 8:30, for example.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, mother, I won't lie to you, mother. Since COVID, you wake up, you're in meetings till the end of the day.
Sheesh.
About what? Even I can't tell you. But I eat while I work, man.
Yes.
I eat while I work. While I'm working, I've probably popped something in the oven there and all of that.
So you've been working from home ever since COVID?
Yeah. I've been working from home ever since COVID. So I would say 80% of my time I'm still working from home. But I do go into the office once in a while, or to the client's office once in a while, because in the consulting space, it's about building those relationships, being visible. Clients must see you. Clients must
they should know who they're talking to and all that. Yeah.
So I do go in, but not as often as I used to before COVID, obviously. Yeah, so pretty much I would wake up on a random day, shower. If I'm having breakfast, I'm not a breakfast person. If I am having breakfast, however, I'll eat something. Otherwise, I just shower, sit on my chair, laptop on, go through my emails and all of that, look at my list of things that I actually need to get done and all of that. And what's tricky is, you work for multiple clients at the same time. So it's not like I work for my company alone. When I'm on a project with a client, it's kind of like I'm working for that particular client, because how we work is we become part of the client, essentially. Usually our clients recognize us as sort of like
part of the team.
Part of the team and all of that. So you'd find that you're working on maybe multiple engagements, or you've got 3 clients at the same time and all of that. So you become an employee for everyone. So in that one day, it's meetings for this, meetings for that, about this, and then a little bit of time to actually do actual work. Otherwise, you find time in your day, maybe 1 hour after, to do actual work or something like that. Or sometimes you just decide, let me just cancel certain meetings so I can focus on certain things. Yeah, and then before you know it, it's 5, dude. Yeah.
Okay. Are you allowed to mention the companies that you work with, or you're not allowed?
No, let me not mention any people.
Let
me not mention any people. But yeah, it's been interesting. It's been amazing. It's something I always wanted to do. I knew I wanted to be in the consulting space since Varsity, bro. So for me, when I left Varsity, I knew I wanted to be in a consulting space, and for one reason and one reason only. I wanted a lot of exposure. I wanted to build my own network within a short space of time, and I can't do that working for one entity for 3 years, then jumping to another entity for 3 years. But now I'm working with multiple clients. I'm at the same time, so I'm building relationships here and there. I'm getting exposed to different kind of environments pretty much daily and all of that. So that's the kind of exposure I wanted to gain.
Understood. All right, Matt, how's your mental health?
It's shaky, Matt. It's shaky.
We're laughing about it, but it sounds serious. How is it shaky?
It's shaky, Matt. No, Matt, there are some days where you just feel like, I'm done.
Yeah.
There are some days where you just feel like, guys, no, is this even worth it? Like, why can't I just wake up, chill and relax, and have some money coming in?
You can't be a house husband.
Why not? So some days in matter you do feel like, it's all coming down crashing. If I give you an example, like Thursday, this Thursday, for example, was just one of those days where I felt like the day was getting out of hand. Like I had quite a bunch of things to do and all of that. I couldn't prioritize them properly because all of them had to be done, and things like that.
Yes.
So you just kind of feel like the days, and that time you're sitting on your chair, you're home in your own space, and your own space is supposed to be a peaceful place away from work. This is where this working from home thing also becomes tricky and all of that. So you just end up going to the next room, chilling for 2 minutes, thinking about it, and then going back and all of that. So sometimes it does feel like it's all coming, it's coming down on you. But I think mentally I've always been very strong, even from a young age. So I can be able to say, listen, right now I'm prioritizing me, and that's it.
That's good.
I can do that. I can literally say, listen, Kafo, I'm shutting down. Don't care about what happens after that, and all of that. But now, obviously, I'm trying to go back to the gym. So
I saw a post.
Yeah, it should become a little bit better now because now, there's that, I'm getting active again and all of that. I think it was shaky because I wasn't active.
Junk.
I'm eating junk. Literally, the routine was wake up, work, after work, cook, eat, watch an episode of something, sleep, wake up, you're on the same
routine.
Desk. Same routine.
Yeah.
So that's why it was shaky. So now I'm trying to kind of live a little bit.
That's good.
Go out whenever got a chance to go out.
Do you still go out on those solo dates?
And all of that. Yeah, no, I do.
Okay,
I do.
That's good.
When I'm hungry, dude. And I feel like when I'm hungry. And I feel like, I can't cook. Or I'm not feeling like, just grabbing takeaway and coming to set. Or sometimes I just need a change of scenery because I've been in the house, man, since morning till late. Yeah, I literally go out, man. Sit somewhere. Just order a million. It doesn't even have to be anything fancy or expensive or anything.
As long as
it's really, I'm eating. I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Better more, I'm eating.
And
then go back. Yeah, I still do those matter. Those are personal time.
Don't disturb.
Those are my personal time and matter.
No, that's good, matter. Okay, let's round it up.
Yeah.
Okay, you've already answered my question. Like, how do you keep saying?
Yeah.
So, you're about to say something?
No, I must say, obviously that's what I do, on a daily basis. That's my routine. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's kind of like what I am.
Oh, okay.
At the end of the day, I'm still a human being. I'm still a person. I'm a friend,
A very horrible friend. Don't answer my text.
I'm an awesome friend, man. I'm awesome.
No, I'm kidding, man. We're all busy. I understand, my guy.
Yeah. I'm a friend, I'm a father now and all of that. So
I'm a father to be.
So yeah, man. At the end of the day, it's, those you people that matter to me, kind of like, make up me also as a person. Yeah, you complete the thing. You complete the thing. And me having the convenience of ringing you up, because, hey, mata, or having the convenience to call home and say, just to check up or and all of that. That kind of like contributes to what's keeping me sane as well. Yeah.
What does that drive do to you from Joburg to Limpopo?
Mata. Yeah, Mata. It's very psychological. I used to do this a lot when I was in Varsity as well. When I was at Wits, my one friend used to be in Pretoria, right? I'd literally Malema. So he was in Pretoria at the time. But I used to get on a taxi from Joburg to Pretoria just for me to be, obviously I didn't drive at that time,
Yeah, you were a passenger at that time.
I was serious passenger at that time. I'd get on a taxi, to Joburg to Pretoria, just so I can be on the road, just so I can see some, some things on the highway and all
some
of
motivation.
that. Yeah, kids were in the environment and all of that. So I used to do that a lot. And it used to do wonders for me. Like when I come back to Joburg, I'm refreshed.
It was an internal thing.
Yeah, it was an internal thing. So it's a similar thing with that drive. Like for me, that convenience of having to just wake up today, I'm like, fuck it, I need to go home. I need to see my people. I need to be around people that really know me from the ground up and people that genuinely have my best interest at heart. For me, it does wonders, man. always when I go home, when I come back very refreshed.
A new person.
Very refreshed.
Ready to fight.
Those Mondays, mother, even you ask me how I am, I'll tell you, man, I'm good. Because I was around people that I regard as, pillars of who I am.
Pillars of your life.
Yeah. So it does wonders for me, Mata. Having that convenience to just go there, see them and all of that. I don't think I'd survive being, too far from them and all of that.
That's why I'm planning on going home very soon. No, Joburg sometimes, that's bad. It's too much sometimes.
It's tough, Mata. It's tough. I mean, I can only imagine. You guys are like 12 hours away from home. I'm only 4 hours.
Wait until I get a car. It's going to be less hours.
In that
Yes.
Now,
right, no, man. Thank you very much for coming through. This is the Kitchen Podcast.
Yeah.
Can you cook? And what's your favorite meal?
Yeah, Mata, I can cook, Mata.
Not my special. That quick in a hurry kind of meal. No. It was back in
it's the first thing that came in my mind. I was like,
let me remind you of something. No go fish.
I'm a Dasival. I read all the
man, I misread.
Those were the days, eh? Remember going up with the pots as if we're going to cook something seriously.
And we'll gather there as the gents. We never leave you there cooking. We all have to be finished cooking, then we can all pass. But yeah, man, you can cook. Favorite meal is?
Yeah, Mata, I cook, I bake.
Oh you love baking.
Yeah, Mata, anything baked is very close to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, kurumona leng flour man le baking powder nyana kuvela ke hlanye.
East. I
am that person. I am that person.
Don't be like my uncle back home.
I'm that
person. That nigga doesn't drink. Give him the kuku, he's sorted.
Mata, the kuku got there, I'm happy.
Yes,
happy, Mata, happy. I'm that person, Mata.
Yeah.
So I have a special relationship with like baking and all of that, because for me it was a way of bonding with my one aunt as well. She likes baking a lot and all of that. So for me, it kind of like, it's one thing we could kind of like
do as
even when I was still in varsity. I'd go from Limpopo, Mata, back to Joburg. Mata.
I know.
I'd come back with my my maroon Tupperware. Yeah, there was no mistake. Every time I come from home, no mistake. No mistake.
Man, those were the days though.
Yeah.
Remember our dinner, gala dinner?
Mata, those were awesome days, Mata. Those were awesome days. But that's a topic for another day. Anyway, man. My favorite meal. Mata, I'm very simple. I'm very simple, Mata. I like my lamb. I like my samp.
I
like my beef stew. Papa, obviously. Baby.
I remember, I've got two stories now. We bought samp at Park Station. We bought samp at Park Station in the store. Like, hey, this thing is dry. And my sister, can you hold gravy from the other? I don't know what that was. Was it Vars or something?
Yeah, I think so.
And then it was on Sunday. Monday, we had work. I'm the toilet. Yeah, man, the stomach is not behaving. I was also sitting on the seat.
That was some fly-by-night stuff. That was a fly-by-night stuff.
I even forgot the second one now, Janet. But that one, dog, the same story I get.
Yeah, no.
We've been through a lot.
Mata, we've been through game, Mata. There's many stories, Mata, that we can resurface here. And we probably don't want to. Or shouldn't.
Don't go too far, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, hey, go palap.
Yeah.
And then they were like, I remember I was at work, I was still at Vuselela.
Yeah.
You remember I'm Toba. Yeah, they were munna Pakistan man. The shooter gamon. I was the floor manager at that time.
Yeah. Who got CD?
I remember before I got out, I couldn't wait for them to say cut. I'm like, what the
No, that was
that's dope, man.
That was on fly by night sim,
memories, man.
fly by night assembly. But proper assembly matter. Home cooked.
Yeah.
You know, we look at the beans in and I'm happy.
Yeah, via Orlando.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of like my faves. But and anything with papa matter, be it chicken, beef.
Let us do it.
And all of that.
So he's asking me, hey Mata, what are you gonna eat? I'm like, Mata, I'm just gonna eat what did I say? Pap and I forgot. Pap and peanut butter. I said bread and peanut butter. Pap and peanut what?
Yeah, no. You said
to them it's pap is
no,
bread,
you said to me, I'm like, Mata, what's your? You're like, no, Mata, because I'm going to have peanut butter. I'm like,
oh, yeah.
Bohove peanut butter.
I can see the confusion in his face, dog. I'm like, man, I'm right, man, I'm not wrong. That's what you mean. He might go to bed, but I'm right. I know what I'm saying. And Boston is teaching me something. And then what happened?
I couldn't believe, man. I was like, that man will have peanut butter. Like, John. You know, so I couldn't figure it out until then we came to the realization, although I got it wrong, because Bohoveko it's bread, and then Renaga Spady, it's pap, you know. So I was like, hey, man, Papa peanut butter.
That's why I felt like a foreigner when I stepped my foot in Joburg in 2014. I was making sense of nothing.
Yeah, I know, bro. But those are the days, matter.
Yeah.
I must say, matter. Big ups to you.
Thank you, mate.
I think since I found you, Matt, I found a brother, I found a friend. It's been awesome, man.
Yeah, it's been.
Yeah.
We don't have alcohol, I was going to say cheers, but we both don't drink. But yeah, you know what it is. It's real.
It's really matter. It's really matter.
So what advice would you give to anybody that wants to get into your field?
Man, you must just love it. You must just be passionate about what the field entails. Do your research about it, and all of that. You know, you must love a little bit of tech, if not a lot of tech. You must love, you know, security, the whole idea of hackers and defenders and all of that. It must excite you to some extent.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, do your research, find out what the field entails, see if it's something you'd like to get into and all of that. And I would say network as much as you can, because that's where you validate your research. So through your network, you then go back to those people to say, listen, so I understand Dinsa so.
Yeah, you guys
know,
do ABC,
is it really actual? Tell me more about that. That's how you validate your research as well. So network as much as you can. You know, I used to do events on my own. Like, I'd go online and find out where there's like seminars. I would usually wake up from wherever I am, register for it, go for it, one man.
Which is important,
you know?
Do things as like a person, solo.
Yeah. So it also helped a lot with my confidence, because when you get into those spaces now, you have to network, you know, you have to introduce yourself. What do you do? I remember that time I went to some meetup, I was sitting on a table with 3 people. So it was like you were moving from one table to another table and all of that, and then getting to know people. I was sitting on this table, there were these 3 people who were a wealth of experience between the 3 of them. Worked for multiple companies and all of that. So obviously they introduced myself, and then it comes to you now to introduce yourself. I just there like, guys, I'm just me. You know, I'm just here to network. I'm just here to meet people. Maybe one day you guys will be, you know, will open doors for me, or you'll be interviewing me at some point. You know, and stuff like that. So I put myself intentionally in those spaces. Yeah, put myself intentionally in those spaces. No, it paid off. It paid off. My confidence went from it shot up the roof, because now I became more confident in terms of engaging people and all of that. And when I got into the workspace also, I hit the ground running. You know, it wasn't as if I was fresh from Varsity, I'm still shy and all of that. But because I've exposed myself to those spaces with professionals in the industry and all of that, you know, for me, I was now at that level where I just want to, you know, work and go forward.
No, that's good, man.
So-
No, shout outs to you, man.
Yeah, no, man. Big ups.
Yeah.
Big ups. So yeah, I'd give them that advice, Mata. Find out what you need to study. I mean, typically, if you've got like information management, information systems degree, computer science degree, anything to do with IT, really, you can get in. But that's not to say you can't eventually find yourself there. I mean, there's people that have degrees in, finance and all of that that are today in the space that I'm also in, but they've got a whole different background. Some things you figure out as you go. Some obviously trial and error, right?
True.
You get into a space, you realize this is not for me.
And you look for greener pastures.
Yeah, you look for greener pastures. Like I'm at the point now in my life where I'm like, is like this corporate life for me? Should I be doing something else? I've got a passion for like just businesses,
Yes, sir.
trying to figure out how businesses operate and things like that. Is that something I should be doing? Should I be dissecting businesses? Should I be trying to build my own business and all of that? So I'm at the point also where I'm just trying to figure out, is it really, get trial and error. So also get into a space, learn as much as you can, figure out if it's for you, jump into the next one. Because it's a huge industry. There's a lot you can do, right? There's literally ample things you can do. So you're going to have to go through a bunch of things for you to figure out your sweet spot, where you want to be and all of that. One more advice. Stick through that. Learn as much as you can at each and every stage until you eventually, until you eventually
That's good
find
advice,
where you want to
man.
be.
That's good. And Nesto, are you listening? You're doing IT? Yeah. Thank you very much. I thought you were going to say, no, I'm understanding, as you always say. My nigga. Yeah, man. My guy, thank you very much. This is episode 50 of the Kitchen Podcast. I must say,
well done.
It's a 7 Joe. It's all about the passion. It's all about the passion. That's why I'm like, let me get my boy, somebody who knows me, somebody who understands me.
Yeah.
Actually,
I should have been interviewing you on this thing. It's episode
we can do part
50.
1 and part 2 whenever you're available.
We can do
that.
that.
Yes, no?
We can do that.
Remember, Kwame, it's a me. We'll see, my guy. We'll see.
Or maybe the 100th episode will be all about you. Then I can interview you then.
You almost throw me a party. I'm joking, man.
Remember?
Another story. Another one. What happened?
I'm not going to say anything about Royal.
But then, we out. Thank you very much. Check you on the other episode. My guy.
Juicy. Yeah. I heard my niggas be proud of me. Look at I'm reppin' my city so wavy, ain't nobody stopping me. Yeah. I'm giving no one apologies. I'm up with the squad, can handle the sauce. I'm tryna make me some rands. Look at my